Bring that ass back like a boom, 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 boom.
Hey everyone, happy Sunday. This is Supernova, Euro Boom Traders weekly market overview, February 12th, week number 6 of 2023. And let's get it going. We have the disclaimer that this video is for educational and information purposes only. And as far as our session overview is concerned, I've included this point number 4 charts. I want to, keep the notes and, the noise to a bare minimum. I want to walk you through charts, which I think are actually the fundamental part of what we are here to do and discuss. So pretty much everything else revolves around charts. I want to introduce you to my watch list for next week. I'll be very quick with it and take a look at some charts, and you can see 2000. It's amazing software for that. So the market outlook, we do have long term being neutral, midterm being neutral. I'll show in just a second why. Short term, of course, we do have this pullback we've been talking last week. So short term's negative, although we're right at support zone, so we might be looking at a place where the market could rest a little bit, maybe create some sideways action. I really wanted last week. We actually sold off. And in general, the market, I would say right now, is sort of neutral. Caution, the breakout model is still on caution, although there were setups last week that worked well. But if you were looking at QQQ Tech, they sold, and it was inevitable. I mean, if you look at Tesla and Nvidia, and pretty much all of Tech's movement since the beginning of the year, you'll see that we were largely due for some sort of a pullback or some sort of rest. So I hope you took some gains. I mentioned in chat, take gains. At least most stops to trailing stops to be able to lock in some of the gains, because you never know when this market is going to turn around, and it did. I hope it did so. So breakout model still on caution. We do have actually quite a few setups that we'll be looking at in terms of breakouts, but they are not in the QQQ or Tech zone. So now let's take a look at the market price action. Take it to TC2000 for that. First and foremost, we do have the S&P 500, and we were talking about it. You can see right here this 41744 line being sort of the left. Let's just draw it here so it's a little bit easier. Being sort of the left. Come on, TC, work with me. The head, and then of course we're looking for the right shoulder. This was lower, much lower than needed, and this one just tapped perfectly right here and rejected. We also had this channel going forward, so it's a rising channel, which usually, especially when it comes to hitting some resistance on top, resolves itself to the downside. So absolutely nothing new. The good part is that on Friday we were able to close back into this channel of this 402 support line right here. So I'm thinking this is good action. Now, if we can still remain in this upper portion, let me just remove that one. So if we can remove in this channel right here for the time being, create some sideways action right here, as I was talking about last week, they'll definitely be positive. What I don't want to see is going to this zone and this zone breaking. Now, even if we go to this zone, I wouldn't say that it's terribly negative, because if you look at some projections right here from this high like to this low, you will see that we are pretty much getting right there, same place. So if we are to draw some projections, we're going to get to this zone. So it's not terrible, but I would ideally want to see S&P hanging around here for a little bit. So nothing's really broken here. Don't get bearish. Don't be like short the entire market, entire world. Nothing has happened. Pretty much the same thing with the QQQ. You can see right here, we pretty much tapped the left shoulder. So if this is the left shoulder, and this is the head again, and this is the right shoulder, we pretty much tapped it on this channel overshoot right here. Now, what I really find to be somewhat positive development right here is you can see we are actually building a descending channel, and we are almost holding. Well, we did actually hit this zone right here from these two, and right here we hit this zone and we reverted back into this descending channel, almost into the ascending channel, and we proved that somewhat this is support now. It's been resistance for so long, now it's support. So if we can hold this line again with another test and maybe shoot back That'll be ideal for the QQQ, but nothing is broken. Pretty much the same with the S&P 500. Nothing's really broken here. So IWM, the strongest of all right now. Well, with the exception of Dow Jones Industrials, but now we're going to look at it. It's 30 stocks. Why not? So not that much important. I say that I would love to see the IWM hanging around this zone right here in the support zone. So we actually tested it again, flipped it as support right now. So that's great. Ideally, if we are to drop, I don't really want to see it going below this low right here. So, but hanging in this zone here, building some sort of a handle, you can see it's a large base. That'll be really, really great for the IWM, the stocks we're looking at. So let's go to, what do we have now? We do have, the internals. So let's go thinkorswim for the internals and then get you back here to TC2000 with the charts and watch list and whatnot. And starting the internals with this chart, looking at those four oscillators, they're all pretty much in the oversold zone right now. You can see the first one based on advanced decline issues right around here, 26, 25 being the mildly oversold zone, with 15 being the very oversold zone, but we are mildly oversold, which is good. 34 on the other oscillator based on the advanced decline volume, which also is good for us. It's 5 breadth thrust, 46, 40 being the oversold, so not bad. I mean, still in the lower portion, lower half of the indicator, and the McLaren oscillator minus 133, which is mildly oversold again. Now, if we see extreme readings like minus 300 or so, that is extremely oversold, but nevertheless, we are oversold here. So this is really good for our pullback buys right now if we're looking to get some of them. Now moving to the other charts right here, we do have the put call ratio just a slight notch up. We went on a day-by-day basis. You can see we went from 0.68 to 0.821, which is approaching the upper levels of being a bearish zone, but the average hasn't really moved much, 0.82, which is perfectly normal. Looking at the new highs, new lows for both S&P and NASDAQ, we're still above the zero, so that's good. Even with this severe pullback in the QQQ for the last couple of days, we're still looking at net positive highs, which is great news for us. VIX normally moved back to the 20 level. Not terribly elevated, so we're still good shape. And you can see here some breakdown of the action. You can see that actually the New York Stock Exchange for Friday ended with the up-down volume being positive. Same thing with Dow Jones, NASDAQ here, and Russell were negative. And as far as the advanced decline issues, same thing. Dow Jones Industrial very positive, 19 out of 30 were to the upside. S&P 500 or New York Stock Exchange, positive, slightly positive. NASDAQ was negative. IWM, despite the negative up-down volume, we were positive on the advanced decline issue, so that's good. Again, if you look here on the very right side, stocks above their 50 zone on the S&P 500 is holding firmly up, so 0.65, and the stocks above their 200-day moving average on the S&P 500 is made a slight pullback, and now it's going back up to almost 70% of the stocks being above their 200-day moving average, which is very, very positive. Now, as I said, the new part, charts. Let's get it going. So, as I've explained a couple of times during our sessions in chat and posting my watch list, I use TC2000 for scanning. I mean, it's much easier. You can see right here, my watch list has 2,200 stocks, but that's not where I start usually. Of course, I go through all of these one by one. But what is really great about TC2000 is that we have the opportunity to look at the sectors like this, and if you can see here are the main sectors right here, and each one of them, if you click right here, you will see we have personal services. These are the subsectors in each sector. So if you click on technology, you can see what's going on right here, and you can have, and right here on the right side, you have all the stocks that are in this sector. So basic materials, subsectors, all sectors. If you click here on agricultural input, to get all the stocks that they put into agricultural input. And this is one of the sectors that we will be talking about that have a couple of things on the watch list right here. So I just want to look very briefly. This is the first thing that I do when I start my weekend review for charts. I just want to look right here at these top sectors. And I'll pull the other screen so you see the actual charts. I'll just talk about what it is. So you can see it. This is the consumer cyclical. Nothing going there. Technology, here's the pullback that we've been talking about. Nothing really setting up right here. We need to form some sort of support right here. Basic materials, sort of looking good, but not amazing. You can see financial services. You can see real estate, you can see healthcare, you can see industrials, consumer defense. You can say this is a flag. We can look at some of the stocks right there. And one of the stocks that I was trading on Friday was this Covida, but it's a very thinly traded stock. So let's go back to consumer defense, foods, communication services, huge pullback, but right to support. So this is something that might be interesting. We have utilities, and lastly, we have energy. And voila, right here, right there, you can see that energy looks amazing. This is a daily chart. You can look at it at the weekly chart, but at the daily chart, energy as a whole looks amazing. Now, next step, you can go here in energy and look at all the subsequent sectors. You can actually put a chart right here on top when you're going. So if you don't have like two screens or whatever, you can just look at the chart right here side by side. But this is one of the things that I wanted to show you. Now, let me take you to my watch list, and we're going to go very fast through the charts that I've identified here. These are 84 charts, not that much, but I'll go very fast through them so you will have an idea what could be tradable for next week. And starting with ZIM, this is the weekly chart right here. I'll switch to the daily chart. I'll just show you what I'm looking at. Ideal entry on ZIM. I missed that one because I was busy buying something else. This was the ideal entry on ZIM, right here below 19. Right now it's forming a handle, so this might work, this might not. Not one of my favorite setups. XM, it's a new issue, right off the handle right here. You can see it's a beautiful handle right into very fast zone, right around here. These are what? These are 50%, if we can break this handle on volume. Xene Pharmaceutical, again, new issue right here, sort of tightening up. Minervini, VCP, WDH. What I don't like here is the float, 4 billions. So that might be a little bit hard to move. Here you can see the earnings, you can see the beta, you can see the EPS change for the last quarter. So pretty positive. WeDay, one of the few QQQs that is actually setting up nicely right here. If we can break this pivot of 193.60, 194 on volume, I'll be a buyer definitely. VTLE, you'll see a lot of oil and gas and up. Lower handle, very low right here. Not one of my favorite setups, but a good one nevertheless. VNT off the handle. VNet, beautiful base right here. If you look at the weekly, it's been building this for quite some time. Might not look very exciting, but believe me, those dumpster dives can move when they are set to go on volume. VIV, Telefônica Brasilia, right here. If it moves on volume, I'll be a buyer. USB Bancorp, beautiful handle right here. You can see the base cup, and we're building the handle right here. Descending, perfect. Need volume, of course. This one's not built ready yet, but I have it here on my watch. Just watch it. Same thing with this one, so nothing here. Shutterstock, right above 81.50. I think it's a buy. Although this zone right here, you can see we clearly have some support and resistance built right here. So it might be a little bit slowish right here. And this volatility on top is a little bit tricky, but nevertheless, have it on my watch. SRCL, Waste Management. Again, descending handle. SM, Energy, right here at support. You see right here at support. You can claim left shoulder, head, right shoulder. So inverse head and shoulders right into breaking this into this zone. You can see right here we have about 20% to move. SITM Semiconductor is one of the few QQQs again. Over the base, we're building some sort of a flaggish formation right here. This one can move for sure. Same thing as Gen Biotechnology, this one can move. SDRL, oil and gas drilling, this is a new issue right here. Perfect. I think I have DO somewhere here as well. As the energy, you can see right here, same thing. We're building right off of this support. 1, 2. This one's like another reversal, 2 days. 3, 4, 5 almost ish. We can move right here, form a beautiful base, and move right here to about the 20 zone. RPD software application. I'm not a fan of this week right here. On Thursday, I didn't watch, did not play it. Maybe I should have if I saw it on time. But anyway, back under right here in the handle. But you can see it's building higher lows, so it's a good setup to have. PRAA Credit Services. It's not ideal. Nevertheless, it's holding this breakout resistance support right now. It's holding it, so it might work. And we're getting into some zone right around here to 45. So you do have $5 of this. Playa, resorts and casinos, this can move. Resistance right here around the 10-ish. So we're sitting at about 8. And if we take a measure move right here, you see that's about 21%. And that closed almost dead bottom. So we'll see like if everyone here is bearish, if this turns around and moves on volume, that would be great for us. Play, restaurants has been some sort of hot issues. Now you can see this is a very large base, a lot of up and downs. Now we're heading in the upper part of it. The majority of play has been below this support resistance zone. So we do still have to clear 51 in order to move to new highs, but I think this is a very, very good consolidation right here on top of the support zone. PACW, Banks Regional. This broke a little bit the channel, so you might be careful with it. Ori, consolidation right here at the top. See, we have this little declining angle right here, which is great, and then we have horizontal resistance 2669. On, I just have it on watch right here. Could be a buy. I just want to see the action on Monday, and if Monday is good, you'll see this is 50 cents, so this is about 2.5%. Yeah, 2.5% buy with risk just below it, so it's good. Octa, maybe building this, right? You see it held the breakout zone right here, moved side close to the upper side, so this one's looking good. Always just amazing. There was another buy point. I had it on watch. I didn't get in, but you'll see. Come on, can I? Okay, let's delete that. And okay, let's make it easy for us. So here's the buy point that I had here. So Thursday, now that's Wednesday, then we had this sharp reversal, would have stopped me out, and now we're going back. So this definitely looks over, what is that, 8.88. This looks like a good buy. I mean, look at the structure. Look at the structure and look where you're going into. So if we break this, you have this zone right here to sort of some next resistance, but that is 35% higher. So it's a good buy. NSSC, this one moved really fast, almost impossible to catch, but right now look at what it is. It's just testing the zone again. It's testing the breakout. So second mouse, you can get in right here. Energy, I said there'll be a lot of energy setups right here off the handle. You do have very fast zone right around here, so that's 15% top. NOV, oil and gas, again, it's a relatively new issue. I don't know how much new issue is that, but yeah, it's not really any new issue. I'm sorry. Anyway, float 390 million, so it'll be a little bit hard to move, but still, nevertheless, very good setups. NOMD, packaged food, same idea, defense, consumer defense sector with the cocoa, very, very flat base right here, so this one can move. NEO, I have it on watch just because of the general structure. You can see I said these dumpster dives really can move, and you can see what we have with those resistance line. They've been touching pretty much right around here. They've been poking and poking and poking, and one of these days they're going to break it. So I have it here on watch. Not actionable right now. I have BNTX and mRNA here because they are building some sort of well, you could say that's support right of this. This candle right here, BNTX pretty much had the same thing. So maybe they're trying to turn around and move higher. We'll see how it goes. MBC, home furniture and fixtures. This is a new issue. It's ready to go to the upside. MATX, shipping imports, same idea with Zim off this handle, it can move. LPRO, not actionable right now. LNG, again, another one from the oil and gas sector, the energy sector, right here on this handle can move right about to 170 or so, so 20 bucks up. Shipping imports, same thing with Zim. Knob right off this handle, fast zone. I'm not a fan of these gaps, consecutive gaps on earnings, so we'll see how it works. Key banks regional right here at resistance, building this little flagging. You see, perfectly held the bottom, overshoot to the downside, move back into this channel. If you draw a channel right here, you will see what I mean. Right there, we shot back into the channel, right at the resistance right now. Beautiful, beautiful base structure with roundings, higher lows starting to move here. You can see the double bottom right here, support held, shoot up, Wyckoff spring, so to speak, but we needed a little bit of an undershake, and maybe we got it, yep, just a little bit, and we moved up. So beautiful. Jack in the box, food related, same. It's not a consumer defensive, it's a consumer cycle sector, but still perfect formation right here. IQ, direct communication, content and information. There was another buy right here. I participated in the one. Nope, I hit it like this. Not ideal, but worked. Although the stop was a little bit wide, so you can see 650 by 550 or whatever. My stop was right around here. Just be careful with the undercut of these, they move a lot. So it's not ideal in terms of volatility. Now is much better. You can get it for that's about 60 cents on $7 stock. It's still more than 5%, but nevertheless, it's a good setup. IoT, software infrastructure. The angle is not ideal, but still this can work if we show in high volume. I just have this one, IDX, I have it for reference. ICVX, biotechnology, you can see we do have this resistance on top, so even if it breaks, it might miss this resistance, but this week right here is gorgeous. So we might get some resistance right here on top of this week, around 16, and this one has the move. I see stock exchange, financial data, and stock exchange is perfect. Perfect pattern right here, so it can really move. This can really move to 125, 130, definitely in range. HSC, diversified industries, right around 880. There's some resistance, so I'll be careful buying this, but nevertheless, I have it. HPK, sorry, oil and gas, same thing, really good. This one, medical care, HCA, beautiful handle right here on the right side. It's like a triangle formation trying to form right here, you can see, and looks good for the upside. GTLS, diversified industries, again, this break, I don't like the angle right here, but this can move. Same thing right here, 1739, full FTD, our personnel services, that can move. FMC, this is a very good one for the agricultural outputs. And this one, same thing as Moss. Moss moved right of this little formation. I had it on watch, but I played CF on Friday. See, just moved around right here. So going back to FMC, this is a really good sector right now. 5, consumer cycle sector, specialty retail. I like this one to the upside. Banks regional, Fifth Third Bancorp can work. FDMT, this is a new issue right here, held support. You see a lot of drawing right here, but it held support right here, got back into this zone above my sort of resistance support zone right here. So this might work. I might be able to play right here. Let's see if we hold this 1939, then I'm fine. If we don't, I'm just gonna get out of it. As that's real estate, slower mover, but nevertheless looks good. EMBC, drug manufacturer, special and generic, over this trend line. I'm not a fan of this one, but I still have it just because of Zim. A technology, software, and application, right over 646. DRS, not ideal angle. VRQ, again, oil and gas equipment and services. This one also looks fantastic. It can move. This diamond offshore drilling, that's another one of these new issues. And you can argue that right here we do have the little handle, so you can probably play it, but look where we're at in terms of the channel. We're right at the upper channel. And although I do like the descending line, I'm a little bit careful with this. I might buy it if it shoots up, but on an overshoot of the channel, I'll have to reduce. So Dell, one of my favorites. This is definitely one of my favorite stocks. CDX, energy, oil, and gas integrated again. Trying out this double bottom right here support. CRK, same thing, trying out this bottom right here, 1243, this might work. CPE, oil and gas, again, you can see the structure right here. So clearly, if we do go above 42.69 or whatever, this is a buy. Cook, you can look into this, not ideal. CNQ over this 62.57 oil and gas drilling, I think really into fast zone, into new highs. This is a good one. Angle, however, is not perfect. You can see that, come on. Let's just take another one. Then move it right here. So you can see the angle is not perfect. So right around here, which is almost at the all-time highs, we might see some resistance. CNE, I'm not really sure where I have this one here. Just move it. Zoom again. Oh, so that's it. That's it for the charts. Sorry, it might took a little while to get it, but I really want you guys to get into the custom of seeing those charts, see what I look for. And if you have an idea how to make it a little bit faster, or maybe, you know, make 2 videos, I don't know. I just want to make 1 video and get done with for the week. Also, please leave some comments if you like this format a little bit better than with my notes and my rambling about what happened in the economy and blah, 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 because at the end of the day, we're trading stocks. We're not trading what Powell said. We're trading the reactions of the stocks, where the stocks are. So I think charts are immensely more, I would say, beneficial and helpful for us as traders than discussing what Powell did and whether we are in recession or not. I mean, at the end of the day, it is what it is. We gotta trade the setups, not whether we're in recession or not. So now let's take a look at, I think I have the sentiment very quickly. Let's just take a look. Yeah, I do have the sentiment very quickly. I'm not even gonna post a chart. We moved from 74, which was extreme greed, to 70, which is greed. 1 year ago, we were at 33, which was a fearful situation, so not much of an improvement. From 74 to 70, I don't think the market is fearful enough, which on one side is good, on the other side is bad. Bad is because people are still very optimistic they'll continue buying right here, which is extended. On the other side, of course, it's good because they're still interested in the market, so people still want to put their money into the markets, which will eventually help us move higher. As far as Bitcoin Fear and Greed Index, we are right at the 50 at the mid zone. So it was only normal for the Fear and Greed Index to drop a little bit. I noticed last week we were the highs, 2-year highs of the Fear and Greed Index sentiment. We've been extremely greedy, and that hasn't happened since April 22. So it was good. It was actually good to see these high readings and people really excited about the markets. Unfortunately, now it's time to do some pullback and sideways action. And last but not least, we can do the summary. Yep. So the models are neutral. The setups are on caution again. Put volatility is decreasing. We have the volatility decreasing. Actually, in general, is decreasing. It did increase just a little bit this week, and that was only normal when the markets are pulling back, but volatility hasn't really increased that much. We're still at about 20, which is not bad, and we're right at the support zone. So it is a very important week, whether we build some sideways action or we drop. Now, of course, we might shoot up right back. Ideally, I don't want to see that because that sets up for more trouble down the road. But I don't think that anybody would mind like a week of sideways action and really building some quality setups going forward. So this was it. Again, I know Mike took a little longer with the charts, maybe overestimated my ability to go over them really quickly, but I hope you like it this way more. And if you have some suggestions, please leave them in the comment section or shoot us a message. Of course, subscribe, turn those notifications on so you don't miss any videos that we make. And if you really enjoy this, please come to our Discord channel. See you there. We have a lot of great traders. Till next week, and I'm vouching for the Eagles tonight, so hope they win. I'll see you. Happy Sunday and safe trading next week. Bye bye.